3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
So am I.
Welcome to the Dennis and Andy Show. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. What is up, Hyper Kaiju? Thank you for joining the Dennis and Andy Show. We are the heroes you need, the heroes you want. We are your heroes. So welcome. We're back. Dennis is back from his vacation.
Yay.
His road trip to the great Wisconsin North.
We'll call it a vacation.
It was a vacation. It was rainy. It was gloomy, I hear.
Yeah.
So, what are you going to do? I really should adjust that camera. There's so much negative space above our heads. But the show is on. And as they say in show business, the show must go on and we'll deal with it. So what do we got here? 15 subs from 1K. Let's go. I agree. Let's get it. Let's get it.
So close.
So close. So we're going to talk new comics today. We're going to talk about Halloween Kills. No spoilers, of course. What is up, man? Wisconsin Lambeau. Yeah, he's a Packerhead. He's a stupid cheesehead, spoiled cheesehead.
Yeah, we didn't make it up. We went up for basically 2 funerals.
And a wedding.
No wedding.
4 funerals.
That's a whole different story. Yeah, exactly. No, and we didn't make it up to Green Bay. I had to make a stop in Chicago, made a stop in Milwaukee, and then I had to travel all the way to northern Wisconsin. So it was a long, rainy week and a half. Spotted cow. I've got some in the refrigerator.
Go, Pack, go.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, baby.
We need all the viewers we can get, or I would block you for that. It should be go, Cowboys, go, go, go. Go, Cowboys, go, go, go.
No.
What do the Cowboys and Packers have in common? They're both 5-1.
5-1.
What don't they have in common? The Cowboys have a stellar, handsome quarterback, and the Packers have Aaron Rodgers.
With a man bun. Otherwise, you'd be totally wrong on that one, too. And what do the Cowboys...
Should be called a woman bun.
What do the Cowboys, Packers, and Dennis have in common? We're all 5-1.
Beautiful.
Right.
Just beautiful. So we're going to get to some new funny books. This is the part of the show we delve into where we go through the books that were bought this week.
So
Dennis usually, as you will see, gets a lot more than I do. Oh boy, here we go. He's talking trash. The Cowboys don't own Chicago all their life. Of course, why would the Cowboys own Chicago?
The Cowboys don't own anybody. They don't even own Dallas.
They're America's team.
Self-proclaimed.
Right. That's all that matters.
Yep. All that matters is that we say, Andy says, I'm the best in fantasy football.
Right.
And yet his record doesn't show that. But he says that.
Oh, get out of here. Oh, here we go. Speaking of funny books, Back First Man 2. That's right. Back First Man 2 Learning Curve. Thank you very much, Hyper Kaiju.
I just got to see some more of the artwork. Yeah, baby. It's looking good.
he got to see the page where Adonis appears for the very first time.
I know. I just touched the very first appearance of Adonis. Remember that?
And when he says that, he means he touched my shoulder. And then he looked at the page because I'm an Adonis from what I hear.
Oh, you look just like him.
That's true.
Just saying.
That's true. Anyhow, so this is where we go through the books that came out. I only get a couple. Dennis gets more. Dennis does a lot of really good research for the show. So if you enjoy the channel, look at some of the quick flips Dennis does where they're under a minute long, where he flips through the book, but then he'll spend about 10 to 15 minutes doing reviews on different titles. And a lot of the stuff is not mainstream Marvel DC. A lot of it's independent stuff.
Yeah.
So
we do. I will do DC and I will do Marvel, and but I don't get as many of the books because the independent creators are putting out such good stuff. But I leave it up to you, the viewers, to let me know when you see the quick flip. If you want me to delve into it more, I just need to hear from you guys. Which books do you want me to delve in and do hashtag full reviews on? And I shall do them.
There you go. Yep, Hyper Kaiju, I might be on board with you. Actually, just to mention this, yes, Aaron Rodgers, I just saw an article before we went live about what he said to the Chicago fans after the game, and I thought it was hysterical. So
it's funny, they even had one of the Chicago fans said, I have dreams about Aaron Rodgers in the middle of the night yelling, I own you. And then he said it.
I know. That's awesome. So anyhow.
Thor number 18, Marvel Comics. Donny Cates has been doing a solid job on Thor, and he brought back a fan favorite. I haven't even had a chance. The quick flip, I got most of them done. I haven't even got this one uploaded. That'll be tonight. But they brought back Throg, the mighty Throg. So it's going to be their new take on a classic character. I am crossing my fingers. They do it justice.
I don't know. I think Cyberfrog could step up to the plate and pick that hammer up and be Cyber Thor Frog. Cyberfrog would beat this little frog down.
That I wouldn't argue that. I think Cyberfrog's pretty awesome.
The Trial of Magneto.
Also one I didn't get to yet, but issue number 3 came out. I've been lukewarm on this one, even though it's an X book. I don't think the story's been horrible, but I think their characterization of some of the characters and what they're saying aren't all that accurate. So we'll see.
Eat the rich.
Now, this has been not my normal cup of tea. It does remind us a little bit of The Hunt, if you've seen the movie The Hunt, in a way. And I didn't think I was going to like this one, but I picked it up and I'm glad I did. It is an interesting take. It's really cool.
That's a good omnibus to have there, Hyper Kaiju. And yeah, this is a cool cover. I got to admit, that is a cool cover.
Yeah, the story's interesting. I'll probably do a full review on that one for sure.
Not All Robots. Mark Russell and Mike Deodato Jr.
Yeah, this has been... I actually thought it was going to be really boring because it's dealing with AIs. Battlestar Galactica did it with the Cylons, iRobot. You know, it's all about robots as being slaves. We used them into tools. And are they going to revolt or not? And I'm like, been there, done that. But they do have some interesting takes. So I'm going to give it through issue 3 here. Like everybody knows, I like 3 issues. I'll probably do a full review of all 3. And then we'll see if it makes my cut or not.
There you go. Dune. House of Atreides.
House Atreides. Well,
that's what I said. House Atreides.
I'm seeing Dune this weekend. So I am crossing my fingers that it'll do it some justice.
Yeah, it's a shame that the covers on some of the most of the Marvel books are better than the insides. What are you going to do?
Yep.
Bait and switch, baby.
No arguing there. No arguing.
You did get refrigerator full of heads.
You know, after we saw Halloween, and then we saw, so Andy and I, which we'll be getting to, we went and saw the new Halloween movie. but they had some really cool previews for Scream
Yes.
and Friday the 13th, and they're not just extensions. They look actually really good. Pop culture.
What's up, pop culture? Hail Comicsgate, hail Dennis and Andy, and hail to Hyperkaiju. And it's Travico. Yes.
Fantastic.
Thank you for joining. So, Basketball Refrigerator of Heads. I don't know. Is this you probably didn't read Basketball Heads, did you?
Nope.
So I don't know if this is. Yeah, I don't know if this is a sequel.
I don't know, but it is a
but
DC Black. It's a horror book. It's one of the Joe Hill comics. We've had some pretty good luck with some of the past ones. They've been solid. So I'm definitely giving this one a shot because DC, at least in their horror Black Labor books, they're giving them some leeway, and they've been solid so far.
Hyperkaiju has tickets for Halloween tomorrow, so when we talk about it, we will not get into spoilers.
Nope.
Oh, is this a number one? Yes, it is. Phoenix Song Echo. I don't even know what this is.
So here's the scoop on this, and I don't want to be down on it until I read it, but the Phoenix Force has come back to Earth and has decided Maya Lopez she's the deaf character. She's going to be the new Phoenix, and she gets imbued with the power. I don't know why Marvel... The Phoenix has been such a great concept, and I was not very happy the last couple Phoenix stories they put out because they're just using it as a prop piece now. Phoenix here, Phoenix there, everywhere Phoenix, and they haven't done it justice in a while, so I will read it, and I will let you know what I think, but on the surface, I am not all that thrilled with what they've done to that incredibly great original story of the Phoenix.
Bastards. Fight Girls number 2. This is the book that Dennis and I both got. Usually, every week there's at least one crossover book, and this is it for the week. Fight Girls number 4. 10 women, 4 challenges, 1 crown. Winner rules the empire. I'm digging this series. This is like a popcorn movie. It's not deep on story. It's just fun, exciting. Each issue has great action. Frank knows how to bring it. So I'm looking forward to reading this tonight.
The art's fantastic, and he does women fantastic, monsters, sharks. It's just good stuff. And there's a little bit of sub-story that's in there that we've been waiting to find out. Is this going to amount to anything? And I think it is. So I think while it's been just like you called it, a popcorn story, it's like a popcorn movie, but there's something under the surface. And I think we're going to get some really good story starting with this issue.
There you go. And I agree, Hyperkaiju. I hate how they try to make these heroes a mantle any person can wear. Exactly. The Phoenix should be a one thing, you can't make it. So it's just like, oh, this person has it now. Oh, this person has it now.
Well, you remember that in the last one, they basically retroed where the Phoenix kind of hooked up with Odin and technically is considered Thor's real mother.
Right.
And I'm just like seriously, people.
No, wait, number 2 came out? Son of a bitch.
Are you serious?
I would have had you get it for me. He probably didn't have extras anyhow.
Not of that cover, but...
he did have extras, though?
Yeah, he had 2 of the other ones.
I didn't know that. No, I always forget to. Hopefully, where we're going tonight after the show, we'll have number 2 and I can get it.
Gone, honey, and that's actually the cover I got. Surprisingly good first issue. We will probably. Andy will get this one, and then probably next week we'll probably do this on the show where we go over this because this has been a surprisingly good story.
No way that gun stays when she stands up. Oh, hopefully the gun doesn't stay, and neither does the bottom part.
Is that a Glock in your pocket? Why no?
Why no?
It's 2 Glocks.
It's 2 Glocks, exactly. So hopefully the store we're going to after this will have it, so I can pick up number 2. If not, I'll eventually get it. I'm not too worried about it. What's this here? Got 20 minutes left of the Boogers. Started slow, getting good. Now, have you ever heard that horror movie, Boogers? The Boogers from 1981?
I have not.
Graham was talking about it on his stream today.
The Boogers, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so while we're talking about this, and it'll give you guys something to chew on while we're doing it, I have been told one of the best zombie movies of all time is called REC, R-E-C, short for record. I have never heard of it before, and I'm very curious.
I'm sorry, Boogans. I didn't think it was boogers. Yeah, it's called the Boogans.
Nope, still haven't heard of it.
Google search that. Pull up a tab real quick.
All right.
So Ant number 1, I'm going to get this, give it a shot, see what it's like. I still get Savage Dragon. Savage Dragon is on my monthly pull. I've been with it since the miniseries and since issue 1. I'm not stopping it now, so eventually, whenever it's over, I can say, I've got this huge run of Savage Dragon for sale. No, just kidding. I do like having a big run of a book that I bought when it first came out. Obviously, I wasn't around when Spider-Man came out, so I couldn't be that one, but I could with this one. So,
well, Boogans looks like it's got a mediocre rating and almost nobody I'd recognize.
I mean,
so that means it could be a good movie.
Graham recommended it. So
Graham recommended it. All right.
Oh wait, what do we got here? Rec is all right. Go in as blind as possible.
Oh, good.
And don't bother with any sequels. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did hear Rec 2 wasn't nearly as good, but
was it because they called it Rec 2 Electric Boogaloo?
They did not. And if they did, it lost money.
That's right. So that's my second book for the week. Beyond the Breach.
This has been a surprisingly fun book. Not at all what I was expecting. You know, you guys know there's a lot of different type of genres I like, but I like real stuff that happens on Earth that goes back and forth where breaches are happening in another dimension. So either like medieval Dungeons and Dragons, people cross over, kind of like The Bequest, or this where it's potentially aliens from another planet that are coming over. It's got intrigue. I like the characters. I like the dialogue. This has been a fun book.
It looks like there is a little nip in Boogans, so I might have to get it. Might have to watch it just for that. I do miss the 80s movies where you just never knew if it was going to happen. And it's like, boom, it pops out, and you're like, yes.
So apparently it's 1981 nip.
I was going to buy Beyond the Breach till Dennis said it wasn't a kaiju book. LOL. 80s boobs are the best. It is true. They are.
I wouldn't argue with that.
Bermuda number 4.
Yep. Number 4 came out. I will be getting to doing a full review of these upcoming. It's kind of dealing with the Bermuda Triangle and only somebody's there and everything keeps porting into this other universe. Interesting concept. It's a fun take on it. So, you know, if that's up your cup of tea, yeah, I've kept it on my pull.
Wouldn't it be if that's up your alley and it is your cup of tea?
Could
not up your cup of tea.
It's
how do you go up your cup of tea?
You turn it upside down,
and then you spill the tea all over your pants
after you drink it.
Oh, Nightmare. What is this? Nightmare blog?
Yep.
Is this
so Nita Hawes Nightmare blog? I accidentally picked up 2 of these, and I got 2 different covers because I didn't realize the red one was also, and I love the red cover on it. But that's okay. It was an accident, but I flipped it open and it looks cool. The horror looks very decent in it. We'll find out. I can't actually wait to read this one. So this might be an unknown. This was not one on my pull list. I saw this, picked it up, not realizing I must have put it on.
Well, Jason Sean Alexander actually did Spawn for a long time. And I'll be honest, I don't really get Spawn anymore. I got it for a while. I don't get it anymore. But I didn't think, it's Todd's book. Todd can do obviously whatever he wants. To me, Spawn is still kind of a superhero book, and that's the type of art I'd like to see on it and what is being done on it now. But when Jason was drawing it, I just didn't think he was the right artist for the book. He's a great artist, but I just didn't think it was a match for Spawn. But for this type of book, this dude should rock it.
Yeah,
because he is
I did
great.
A flip through it and it looked cool.
Yeah, this guy's art for this type of book, a horror book, I mean, this guy's going to crush it, guaranteed. Let's see. This reminds me of The Strain. I can see that. Maybe I am nuts, but I saw that cover and thought it looked like Bela Lugosi. Maybe. Get yourself sweet DNA shirt. Yes, do that. Thank you. I'm already modeling it. Dennis was too lazy to wear his today. Nah, I didn't want to put mine
Was I
on.
lazy? Really? That's what you're going with?
I thought that's what you told me when I asked. I swear I said, "Where's your shirt?" You said, "I'm too lazy to wear it."
Nope. Pretty sure that is nothing close to what I said.
Is this a Perillo cover?
Of course, it's Perillo.
Why don't
I
you
love
just
it.
buy the hardcover book, The Art of Him, that Dynamite put out?
I probably will.
You should. Bud Plant has it on sale.
Oh.
I got the email with their weekly stuff. I'll have to forward it to you.
That is the stuff you actually need to forward me instead of chastising me.
You don't check
love
your
it,
email. Why should I do that?
I actually have been flipping through these, and I actually want to read this now. So I'm actually glad Perillo's doing the cover, because this is a book I wouldn't have normally picked up.
Dennis just like showing off his guns. He does. He's a big he's a showboater. He's a showboater. I just wish he would wear pants during the show. There's other things he likes to show off.
I am not
but
Brian
this
Stelter.
is a YouTube show, so he knows he can't show you guys. But for some reason, he thinks Free Willy is appropriate in my office.
You know,
listen here, Tubin.
If
it's not Stelter, it was Tubin, by the way.
Oh, you're right. Stelter's Humpty Dumpty.
That's right.
Yeah.
Is this a number one? What is this?
Yep, it sure is. Critical Role: The Tales of Exandria, the Bright Queen. Dark Horse put this one out, and I, again, not on my list, but I was sitting there flipping through it, and oh my God, the art looked fantastic. And I'm like, you know what? I'm giving it a shot, even though I don't know anything about it, just because the artwork and the interaction look good. So, we'll see.
All right.
I will let you know.
Orville. This show should be coming back soon.
The best Star Trek on TV still. And I have not been disappointed by any. Usually they're 2-issue miniseries that they're putting out. And I think that is a great way to do it, because, they're not large volume.
Oh, wait a second. Dark Horse has it now. The last Orville wasn't through Dark Horse, was it?
Yeah, I think they're all Dark Horse.
Oh, I thought it was like Boom or something like that.
No.
I'll take your word for it. I don't remember. Dennis, have you read any modern IDW? Does that say D&D? Yeah, you have. Aren't you getting that series?
Just hold on. Oh, as if on demand.
Look at that. On demand. Dungeons and Dragons Mindbreaker #1. There, Hyper Kaiju, we're reading your mind.
Or were you reading our mind? Or are you over our shoulders seeing what was coming up next?
That's right. So there it is.
So I have not read a lot, and here's the reason why. They had done, some of the Drizzt or Dritz books. I'm a Forgotten Realms fan. I love the Forgotten Realms. I have all the original TSR, D&D, Forgotten Realms books that they put out. The newer stuff, even when they did like the Drizzt stuff, they cut so much out, and I understand their comic books. It was just kind of disappointing. I had read some of the Pathfinder, and I thought it was all right. I've been a little disappointed. For whatever reason, I flipped through this one, and it just kind of clicked with me, so I definitely picked it up. So I've been hit or miss on picking up a lot of the D&D ones. I know like the Baldur's Gate characters in games have been tempted to buy the comics with Minsk.
But I know Zub is a SJW.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of there with you. Do a stream showing off.
Go.
You know what? Well, that will be one of the things I can do, because I do love my old role-playing. I'm really sad that I got rid of a lot of my old role-playing 1st and 2nd edition books. All right.
Death by Life.
So this has been interesting. The writer contacted me because he really wanted to know what I thought, because I do the quick flips. But I've been so far behind on my comics with everything going on.
God, maybe not take a vacation.
Well, and I thought I would have time to read. I made time to read. I got caught up with 1 through 6 on this. And I've had a lot of people texting and emailing me about this. I love the art in this book. I am going to be doing a full review of it. But we found out the first few were a little disjointed in terms of the actual story. Some of it was kind of hard to follow. However, we found out it got translated from another language. So they brought on a proper translator, and it really has picked up. I would just want to see a little more world building with it, but I'll get into the detail in a full review. But this, I love the art. The concept is fantastic. It's a really small print book, so I can't wait to actually do a review on this week.
Hyper Kaiju says, I have a first edition DM guide. My dad got autographed by Gary Gygax after playing with him at a con. You were literally talking over my head because I never played D&D, so I don't know. I know what a first edition is, but Gary Gygax, I don't know who that is.
He's the creator of Dungeons and Dragons, and now I'm going to blow your mind. We actually know his aunt because she's my mother-in-law's best friend, and they actually pronounced it in the old world Gygax, whereas Gary always pronounced it Gygax. So yeah, he's the original creator. God rest his soul.
Oh, he's dead?
Yeah, Gary passed away.
Oh well, he created D&D, so he's probably burning in hell.
What do you mean?
He'd like it there because of all the fiery stuff,
If there's hell, there's heaven.
Right.
So why do you assume, just because you know where you're going, why would you assume Gary's going
Why
there?
are you throwing me under the bus like that? What's up with that? What's up, Dr. Lord? Thank you for
Mr.
joining.
Chris.
Man, Dennis, first you insult me by not wearing your DNA shirt. Now you're telling me I'm going straight to hell.
Well, that isn't the first insult today. So tell him what you wore to go outside and go pick up your daughter.
I wore my comfy slippers, my moccasin slippers, to go pick up my daughter because it's a little nippy in the morning. Not right now, but in the morning. So I have my little moccasin slipper boots. So I wore those when I drove to pick up my daughter. I don't see the point.
I didn't make a comment, by the way, until we got back and he walked out. He goes, I'm surprised you didn't make a comment about my slippers. And I'm like, Andy, I'm used to your kind of metrosexual stuff anyway. And he's like, oh, burn.
It's a kilt. It's not a skirt. Actually, it is a skirt. But I like to get the airflow going.
He rolled one for initiative, straight to hell. That's right.
See?
And he rolled the one for a save, and he critically fumbled everything.
That's right. Slippers in public. Andy, you're too young a man to give up in life. I didn't even get out of the car. I got in the car. I drove to a parking lot. We sat in the car, waited for my daughter to come out. She got in the back seat. We drove home, and then I got out of the car. No, they're not Uggs.
They kind of look like Uggs, but close.
They look like them.
They're comfy. Have the fur around the things and everything.
They're suede. They're tan. They're cushiony. They got the fuzz around them. Oh, when it gets really cold out, they're going to warm my feet so good.
And you wonder why I asked for his man card. Just saying.
I don't know. Black Beacon through Heavy Metal, issue 3.
You know, I kind of made a comment on my short that I did on this. The heavy metal books, the magazines, they're cool, but they're like $13.99 a pop. And then you get a bunch of different little stories. So if there's one or two stories you like, at least Heavy Metal came around and they're like, look, we'll reprint them in comic form. And it's only I think they're $2.99, maybe $3.99, but I think they're $2.99. This is a cheap way to pick up some of the good stories. So this is solid.
Was I wearing my PJs too? No, silly goose. We're going out to dinner. When we get back from dinner, I'll slip on my lounge pants and a t-shirt.
His onesie.
No, it's lounge pants and a t-shirt.
And it's probably in the shape of a Chewbacca.
You got to factor in those what-if scenarios. Can't be caught slipping in slippers if you get a flat where your daughter sends you into the Target.
Oh,
I've worn them to a Target before. What do I care?
And the onesie.
No. No onesie. Onesie with the poop flat. Oh, hey now. What the hell is this? What are you showing me here?
Valkyrie Savior, issue number 3.
Is that a per whatever cover?
No. No, this is one I've been getting.
Jeez, that's nice.
The interior art is fantastic on it. I think it's Antarctica Press that puts this one out. This has been great. All of the covers have been solid. It doesn't matter if you get the variant cover or the regular. The art is fantastic, but yep, Andy's in control.
Look at the boobages and cleavages on this one. Look at those toned abs. Oh, what, boom!
That is good art.
That is fantastic. Why don't you bring these books to my house, you bastard, so I can look through them?
Well, why do you get to see them when
you're
you
so
come
selfish. How's the story, Dennis?
Again, not bad. I mean, this has been a fun book. The art inside and outside has been great. To me, it's been fun. I will be doing, this is issue 3. I think this is a mini series. I'll be doing a full review on this, and I just hope YouTube decides.
If you've got a mini reading this series, you should see a doctor.
Well, I'm just saying. I hope they don't ban this one. They've already cut out some of my videos and banned them because it was too much skin. And I'm like, I see this much skin when I go to the beach. So
who needs a little blue pill? Hellcop, issue 1 through Image.
Yeah.
Haberlin and Van. Is this a Van Dyke? Hard to read.
Yeah, it looks cool. It wasn't one that was on my pull list. That is the cover. I just thought it was a cool cover. The other covers were actually pretty decent too. I think this has the potential to be a really cool story. I did my quick flip. It should be up on the channel so you guys can check it out when we're done. But yeah, it's got potential. So hopefully it's another good book because Image has put out some pretty good stuff.
There you go. All right. Before we get into that is, of course, a shot from Halloween Kills. Before we get into that, I got a complaint. I don't know if I told you this because you were out of town. So I watch a show called SEAL Team, right? It stars David Boreanaz, who we all know from Angel. Then after he was Angel, he was the co-star in the show Bones. And then I think SEAL Team's on its 5th season. And it's like the name. It's about a SEAL team. I thought the cast is great because when the show first started, David Boreanaz was the only actor I really recognized. The rest of the SEAL Team actors I don't really recognize. So I could really buy into the fact that it's like, oh yeah, these guys look like they could easily be on a SEAL team. Let's see. Dennis, it seems like you've just about given up on the big 2, which is all right with me. Almost, pretty much.
Yeah, and I'm not joking when I say my X-Men are teetering. It's getting close. It'll be a sad day in my life if and when that happened and starting to look more like it's going to be when than if. And
I'm going to have to be there for him like a good friend should be so he can cry on my shoulder.
Yep, it'll be tears of blood because I will be angry at the same time.
I'll get out the old burp cloths we still had from our daughter to slap it over so he doesn't get my shirt all messy when he cries blood on my shoulder. And that's right. Get yourself a good book, not from the big 2. First Man 2, Learning Curve. Thank you, Hyper Kaiju. Link is in the description below. Go back it now. 64-page action-filled superhero book. Go to the campaign page. There's new art on the page. Click updates. You can see art on the updates as well. Adams, how are you?
Welcome.
So anyhow, back to my story. So SEAL Team's a really good show. It's one of the few shows that I watch still after 5 seasons. There's no SJW garbage in it. It's a really good show. And I like I like Army stuff, Navy, SEAL Team, seeing missions, whatever. It's a good show. Well, CBS, to me, is making a big mistake. Now, almost every network has their stupid streaming service, right, that you have to pay for.
Yep.
So CBS is this Paramount Plus, if I remember correctly. It is. It's Paramount.
Okay.
A rhetorical question. I thought you'd jump in and go, yeah, because that's what Star Trek's on. Anyhow, now I don't mind these services having these pay-for-play networks because it's like, okay, they're going to make specific content just for these just for the subscription. That's fine. If you want to subscribe to it, pay, watch these shows. I hear good things about some of the Star Trek stuff. I'd watch it if it was on regular TV, but it's not. I don't feel like paying for Paramount Plus. SEAL Team comes back. This week was episode 3 I believe.
Okay.
2 more episodes. And actually, wait. 1 more episode next week. So this is the 3rd episode this past week. So 1 more episode. And then it goes exclusively to Paramount Plus. And I'm bone. No more SEAL Team.
Wow.
And that, I think, is a bunch of bullshit. Because, and I really hope the ratings, I'm sorry to say it, I hope the ratings on the show go down. Because they're basically saying, hey, it's been 5 years. We know you like SEAL Team. Want to keep watching SEAL Team? Well, you got to pay us, what, $10 a month probably?
Yeah, must be. Mooney, I think he's still running it,
and
running CBS.
And you know what they did too? They did that with the show from last year called Evil that I got Dennis to watch, which was a great show, dealt with supernatural stuff, exorcisms, whatever. Really good show, good cast. Season 2, Paramount Plus only. So, haven't watched that either. So, SEAL Team, I probably won't even watch next week because they got me with a 2-parter. So they did the season premiere.
Oh, did they?
Well, they did the season premiere, and then the 2nd episode bled into the 3rd episode. 3rd episode wrapped everything up, so the 4th episode can be, I assume, a one-off or a 2-parter to make you want to get it. But I'm done. I'm not doing it.
I had subscribed for Star Trek. Pirate everything.
I have. Thank you. I have learned a valuable lesson from that. No, the valuable lesson is I really will think twice before jumping on new shows because, it's such bullshit. I hope the ratings on SEAL Team drop. I hope they make a significant drop to where they go, put it back on the network so everybody can watch it. I don't want them to cancel the show outright, but, they should put it back on. I refuse to get a network streaming, just not worth. Yeah, I don't have any network streaming.
I did. When Star Trek first came out, I went and paid CBS because you guys know I'm a huge Trekkie. And I went ahead and did it and for 2 seasons, but there was nothing else on there. So as soon as season 1, and I was so disappointed in season 1 that I quit. And then I thought, well, maybe it'll get better in season 2. So when it came out, I re-upped. Yep, done. I'm done. Lower Decks was crap. Picard was not very good. And I'm like, so you're putting out a lot of SJW Trek garbage and wanting me to pay? I'm done. I will love to give you guys money if you're putting out good quality stuff. But I'm just not going to do it anymore because it's not good quality stuff. It's garbage. Yeah. It looks good, but I don't care.
It's like
a good story.
Isn't NBC's the Peacock?
Yeah, they got the Peacock network.
They got the Peacock, and I know I know some of these streaming networks bring back old shows from decades ago, and that's cool and all. But I just don't care enough. I already pay enough for stuff. I'm not paying.
I've got Netflix. I got Prime.
Netflix. I got Prime.
And then all my movies that I buy on through Vudu. Well, technically, I always get the hard copy, and then I get the code for Vudu, so I do everything on Vudu. But honestly, like Netflix, if I'm going to watch something, it'll be Netflix based, just like Halloween, which we'll be talking about. They do have a cool, I think it's called like the movies that made us. It's kind of like the toy version. They had done the toys. The very first one that they had on there, and it just happened to be that I saw it, and I watched it before we went and saw this. It was the making of the original Halloween from 1978. And it was fantastic. You pick up so many cool things, and they actually put little bits and pieces of that into the new movie.
Yep. Okay. Let's see. What do we got here? I got Hulu because of Verizon. Yeah, I mean, that's worth it. If you sign up for something, you get it for free. I don't pay for any streaming. Everything I use, I mooch. There you go.
Yeah. I get Disney Plus because it's free with Verizon when I had signed up. So I will never pay for Disney Plus. We did finish the What Ifs. So we did finish that. We decided maybe not to talk about it because nobody really had a lot of Everybody
it's okay.
was like,
We'll give the whole season a rating. I give the whole season a What If on Disney Plus 7.
I'm going with the 6. I thought it was all right. I did like the fact that the very last episodes at least incorporated. They did something that the What If comics don't really do. and they incorporated
brought it
back
all
to
around.
some of the earlier episodes. So that was kind of cool, but it was a lot of SJW garbage. So very overall kind of disappointed. I was hoping for more out of it, but this is today's Disney, today's Marvel. So I guess lowered expectations.
Yeah, I mean, like, it just wasn't grabbing me. It was more, from an art standpoint, the animation was fantastic, but story-wise, it just wasn't pulling me back to care enough. And the reason I watched it is because my daughter was really excited to watch it every week. So I was like, okay, I'll watch it. Hey, real quick, breaking news. You might have saw me look at my phone. So Gabe Altaib, who's a colorist for DC, used to color Superman. It made Fox News.
Holy smokes!
You guys can't see it, but Fox News headline at foxnews.com, Superman colorist quits over comics' embrace of wokeness, quote unquote, tired of this shit. And that is what Gabe said. Gabe has a YouTube channel. He put up his first video saying why he left DC. It's a really good video. This is amazing. And they even linked, Ethan did a video on it, and that's probably where they picked it up from, because Ethan, as we all know, is a very huge, popular YouTube channel. Monday night, Comic Gate Kings. I'm on it. Lots of other guys are on it, so definitely check that out. Hyper Kaiju, thank you. Hyper just posted a link to Gabe's video if you want to watch it. I wasn't a big fan of that first episode. Good for Gabe. Welcome to Comicsgate. Exactly.
Yep.
Welcome aboard. He's been on Comic Gate Kings. Actually, he couldn't make it this week because of other stuff he had to do.
We were just talking about it because I missed all of this when I was up in Wisconsin, and he was just filling me in on what had happened. And welcome. That's all I can say. Good for you making a stand.
Yeah. So that's. I just wanted to bring that up because I just saw it. So yeah, that is freaking awesome. Awesome. So now we will talk about, I just want to give Gabe there you go. Okay, so now Halloween Kills. No spoilers. So any of the visuals we show are things that we found online. So here's the deal when we do a non-spoiler review is we talk about the trailer and overall story stuff, but we won't ruin anything for you. Here's one thing I didn't know about it. Dennis informed me of this. I think this is public knowledge. I did not know this was a trilogy. Is that public knowledge going on?
It was.
Okay. So I didn't know this was a trilogy. So that was cool. Adam says, no, you won't. Don't you do it. Hyper Kaiju has tickets for tomorrow. No spoilers. Hyper's a great guy. No spoilers.
Do not spoil it. We can talk about it next week then if you want spoilers.
Yeah,
delve into it.
Spoilers. There's lots of death. Yeah, that's here's the one thing I like about this movie and the one from 2018, and I do kind of kick myself for not watching the 2018 one over the weekend, knowing I was going to see this just as a refresher. I mean, it all came flooding back to me within the first 10 minutes of this movie. But I wish I would have watched it. But what I like about this movie is it has the feel of the original Halloween was this late 70s, wasn't it? 78. Yeah, it has the feel of the original 1978 Halloween in regards to like the kills and how they're done. You know, it's not watered down.
They do the one thing that this does is it flashes back. So
yes,
two things I would say before you go watch this, and I agree with Andy. I remembered everything as it was happening. We probably should have, because this picks up right after the last movie happened. And you remember they lit everything on fire at the end of the movie. They escape. He's burning. He's going to hell. We finally stopped him.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the first one when we spoil stuff, then too bad. The first one ends where Well, these three ladies, Jamie Lee Curtis, her daughter played by Judy Greer, and Judy Greer's daughter played by, I don't know her name.
Andy Methachek?
Andy Methachek we'll go with. Matichek, probably pronounced that wrong. Hold on. Yeah, Andy is right on that. Do yourself a favor and watch the first. Yeah, definitely if you can. If you can, do it.
And if you can, if there's time, go back to the original 1978 and watch. Because one thing they do a nice job of is the flashbacks going back. Now, it's not going to be directly. They're not pulling clips.
No.
But they're going back and redoing parts of it. And then they do bring back the cast members as their characters, the survivors from the original ones. They are the original characters from in there, like that she was babysitting with. And then, for example, Anthony Michael Hall plays Tommy Doyle, which was the boy she was babysitting.
Yep.
So obviously not the original boy actor, but they bring the characters back. And had I really known that they were going this route, I probably would have watched the 1978 Halloween, then the one from 2 years ago, and then this one. So if you've got time, I would recommend doing it because they do a nice job of weaving in the history, basically the canon of Halloween. So kudos to that.
Yep. There's not much to say without getting into spoilers. We all know the story is basically they want to ramp up to get Myers. There was, and I don't have a clip of it. You could try Google searching this if you want.
What you want.
Jamie Lee Curtis apparently put out a tweet saying that there's a mob in this movie, a ravenous mob, to basically get Michael Myers. So, that's not a spoiler because obviously, this movie is basically, we got to get Michael Myers. So there's this ravenous mob that wants to get him. And Jamie Lee Curtis compared that mob to the January 6th insurrection on Yes. Yes, she did.
Jamie Lee. All right. Got to block that out of my mind in order to get through this now.
Hold on. I'll see if I can find it.
The one interesting thing that they did in this also is, so think about this mob mentality, and they hinted at it, in the trailer stuff. I can't remember a single time in Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't remember them ever having that mob mentality and delving into what would happen when a town rises up against the killer. It kind of reminded me, if you guys read one of the picks of comics that I had done, was The Maniac of New York, and we read it, and it was a really good series. And basically, the Maniac, they couldn't stop him. And when he came to town, he would just kill everybody. And they apparently brought in the military, tried to stop him. They couldn't, so they gave up on him. So that was a cool comic book take. They kind of approach it in this. And it's the first time I can remember in these type of horror movies where they bring in the mob mentality going after it. So needless to say, that was to me, a really cool interjection of something that we haven't seen.
Season of the Witch.
I like that was the one with the chip, right? Where they chipped everybody.
They didn't all go downhill until the most recent ones before this remake. Jamie Lee Curtis got to shut her mouth and take the check. Exactly, Grandma Jamie. The mob stuff's interesting, pretty well done. A definite plus point for the film. I thought so. So here it is. Actress Jamie Lee. Sorry, I gotta find an old mousy mouse. There it is. Okay. Actress Jamie Lee Curtis said the new Halloween Kill movie is about the kind of mob violence that Americans witnessed on January 6th when rioters stormed the Capitol building. No, it's not, you idiot.
I don't remember seeing Antifa in this movie at all.
Yeah, there's no Antifa in this movie.
I'm kind of confused about this now. Is that or is she referring to when the Air Force lady got shot and by the police?
No, that's not it.
No.
What an idiot. Just so stupid.
It's typical Hollywood mind think. It's like a hive mind, and they all have to think the same thing. Just like I found out, if any of you guys watch Jeremy from The Quartering, David Bautista apparently blocked him because of a comment that he made.
No way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it just happened. I think he just hit it today. And I'm just like, and again, it's the same thing. It's Hollywood hive mind, and you all have to say the same thing. Because if you honestly believe that, then there's no critical thinking left in California.
No. Wait a second. Are these yours? Where did I get these from? Oh, no wonder I couldn't see shit. There we go. So she says, when we were launching the 2018 movie, it was right in the center of the Me Too movement, she said. And so women taking power and speaking truth to power and voicing their experiences as trauma victims was echoing all over the world when we released that movie. A movie about a woman taking power from her trauma against her oppressor. Yeah, nobody that watched Halloween, the first one, thought that for a second.
Not a chance.
Okay.
Not a single person that doesn't live in Hollywood or Chicago or New York or Seattle.
I like this too. Also, has Jamie forgotten what side she was on in this film? Yeah, that's right.
She's the gun-toting protector of the family.
So does that mean Biden is Loomis? Seems like he knows what he's doing for a second. Then quickly you realize you're both raving lunatics. Exactly.
Yep. Getting close. If his hair gets a little longer, pretty close.
All right, enough of that garbage. I just
I didn't hear that, and thank God I didn't hear that.
I agree. Look at that 70% off ink and toner. Sign me up. I totally agree. Promiscuous time traveler. That you had me at hello with that one. So who was? I gotta ask. Go back to your IMDb page real quick.
That's Tommy.
No, I know who that is.
Well, then what are you asking?
No. Well, if you go back to your IMDb page,
without
giving, I don't know if this gives spoilers. Who's the Shape?
Okay, so the Shape. Again, if you guys really want to get into the depth of Halloween, the original, when this was put out, Michael Myers was never really named. He was never called Michael Myers in the original script. The script just kept saying the Shape would show up behind her. The Shape would tilt his head. So that was actually what the name was the Shape. So then who actually played the Shape?
Oh, I get it now. So that's who played Michael Myers.
Right. So Nick Castle played the Shape when he was in there. And then as the Shape 1978, remember, because that was Aaron Armstrong back when he had like there was like the ghost sheet that he had over with the glasses and stuff like that.
Right.
So yeah, that's what they're referencing, was because he was never really named. Michael Myers didn't become a household name until after the movie.
Right, but even still, you'd think they would just credit Michael Myers.
It was the Shape.
Oh, okay.
That's
so see, I never knew what
special.
It said the Shape in the credits, and I'm like, the Shape? What the hell are they talking about?
Yep.
Okay, so now we know. So anyhow, this is Anthony Michael Hall. He's the one that gets everybody riled up, going, screw this. We got to take Michael Myers down. The cops aren't doing it. He doesn't actually say that, but I mean that's the basic gist. Is he's like, look, there's only so many cops in this town. We got to take Michael Myers down as a collective. There's no way that one dude could basically last through us. So he riles up the mob and stuff to do that. Let's see. That's the one thing I was disappointed with in this film. The movement actor just wasn't all that great. We've had better Michael Court.
Totally agree actually with him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So the Nick Castle guy?
No, I totally
about?
agree. Well, it's the movement. Anthony Michael Hall. I thought he was good up front, but when it came down to it, I was a little disappointed. This is just kind of showing. This is kind of, it's part flashback, but these were the characters from the original one that they're bringing back. So they've got different actors and stuff. So you've got
because this is the cop now.
Yeah.
Which obviously was played by a different actor. When
the girl on the left is Lindsay. That was the little girl that survived with Annie.
Yep.
Kylie Richards played her. She looked really good.
Yep.
I don't watch the Lifestyle of the Beverly Hills, the Housewives.
She's an actress too.
Yeah, I never watched it, but that's who played it, and she was actually great. I thought that was in it. They actually showed, Anthony Michael Hall and then Nancy Stevens, as these characters, the survivors of the original one, which is cool. We wanted to see, and we're not going to spoil anything, but they tie them in really well with the original one. So again, I don't want to, we pretty much have to stop here on this, but I will say, if you can, watch the 1978, watch the last one, and then see this. If not, at least see the last one. Yeah, you'll get more out of it. But CGC grading overall?
Oh, I got to go. Shit. I'm gonna go 9.
Wow.
I'll go 9. I thought 9.0 on this baby. Our CGC rating for everybody joining. CGC, as you guys know, is the comic book rating company that goes from a 1 up to actually they go below 1.
0.5 to a 10.0.
They go from a 0.5 to a 10.0, so that's what we grade movies on. I'm giving this a 9.0. I thought it was freaking awesome. I thought anything that ended up on the cutting room floor must have been fat, because I didn't think there was any fat in this movie. I thought it was great.
I'm going with an 8.0.
Oh, look at that. Adams is at 8.2. Look at that. You're between us because he's going 8.0.
Yep, you're crazy. 8.2.
I ain't crazy.
I agree. There was a lot to like about this. There was some stuff. The way that they killed people in this one, they had some very unique ways of doing
yes. It. No spoilers. We all know people die. Very inventive with the way that they have Michael kill people, which I think is great.
Yeah. There was definitely
a 9.8 for reference. Green Lantern, right? It's a joke. Green Lantern's not a 9.8. Even though I like it because I'm a Ryan Reynolds fan and a Green Lantern fan, it's not a 9.8.
It is not.
You've given something a pretty high score before, haven't you? I'm trying to remember.
There was. It wasn't a
Anaconda.
Was it a show?
Just kidding.
No. We've seen some good stuff. I did give one a 9.6.
Oh, you know what? My wedding video, that's a 9.8. If you guys would like to watch that one day, I can pull up my wedding video. That's a 9.8.
Uh-huh.
Kim Kardashian sex video. No, that's actually not a 9.8.
The closest to a 9.8 that, and we wouldn't have reviewed it.
No, it's real quick. It's not compared to other horror movies. We do every movie that we see. We rate them individually. So this isn't graded compared to other horror movies. It's just what we thought of it as a movie in general.
It gives you an idea of what we think instead of a star, 2 stars. We kind of like to do that. Star Trek II, Empire Strikes Back. Those are the movies that are, to me, kind of up in that range. I don't think we've ever given.
I don't think we've given anything a 9.8.
Nope, and definitely no 10s.
But we will give this movie 2 snaps up.
Yep. The only thing I really wish they would have done more. Some people were disappointed in this because they
Full Metal Jacket. The end of it. Full Metal Jacket, really good. Really good.
I would probably give that like a 9.2, 9.4.
Yeah.
I thought that was great. It was better than Hamburger Hill. Apocalypse Now was really good, but you just got to be in the right frame of mind for that movie. For war films and stuff, Force 10 from Navarone, another good one. But we could do war movies.
Wow, man, you're rough. He says, see if it was movies overall and over any genre, Halloween would be a 4 or 5 out of 10. Yeah, no, but nobody on the waterfront, 9.8. Yeah, it could be. Nobody reviews movies, like even movie reviewers in newspapers and on TV, stuff like that. They go with 5 stars generally, but they don't rate it with all movies, genres, and everything. They just rate the movie 1 to 5. We do,
Honestly, if we're going to go that route, I'm going to say this is overall one of the better horror movies.
Yeah, out of horror movies
that I've seen,
I'd still go up at least the 8.0 I'd still go a 9 for a horror movie. It's a slasher flick. So then you get into the genre of Because these movies don't scare me anymore. Like when Halloween came out in 78, I was 9 years old or 8, depending on what it came out around Halloween. So I was 8.
Yeah.
I didn't even see it till I was probably 10 or 11. And yeah, I would call that a horror movie. But now it's a slasher flick because it's not really scary. Because you know what the bad guy, you know what the monster, Michael Myers, looks like in form and mask and everything. You know he's going to kill people in different ways. I don't consider it a horror movie.
There's only 2 movies that have ever scared me. Halle Berry's Catwoman and Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern.
You son of a bitch.
I'm telling you, those are the only 2 that scared me, and not for any of the good reasons.
The funny thing is, he didn't mention my porn tape. So apparently my homemade porn tape did not scare him. It titillated him. So
wow. Now I'm thinking Christine was involved somehow.
Maybe. Shawshank is a great movie.
Oh, that is a fantastic movie.
Okay, based on that scale, I'll give it an 8 out. All right, well, see, there you go. But see, you understand our scale and grading system now.
Yeah.
So,
but we do the comic books the same way.
Yeah, we do comics the same way. We'll save that for Friday.
Yeah, when I do full reviews and stuff like that, or like what we did with Fight Girls, we reviewed it on this channel, and with him and I, and we do the same thing. We give it our CGC grades. You guys may agree with us. You may totally disagree with us. And that's what we love, because that makes for some spicy, fun conversation.
Exactly. Let's see. Autopsy of Jane Doe got me scared because I watched it in the middle of the night and drunk, so it got me freaked out. I haven't watched that one yet. Is that worth a watch? Take your beer goggles off and tell me if you think. Did you watch that one?
No.
Yeah, let me know if you think that's worth a watch. I almost wanted to, but then I never got around to it.
So I already talked to Andy. I'm going to find Wreck. We are going to watch Wreck because that was on there. And then one I know will not make our list. Let me know if anybody out there saw the movie Cold Justice. It's an older movie.
Oh, I dig it a lot.
And it may be one of the worst ones I've ever seen.
The Exorcist.
I love The Exorcist.
I've only seen it once. I won't watch it again. It totally freaks me out still. I can't do it.
Yeah. Poltergeist, another one that I absolutely loved movie.
Poltergeist freaked me out too, just when they're in the pool.
And then as we got older,
people start bobbing up.
And it was Carol Ann, and you started taking a shot every time they yelled Carol Ann. It made for a great drinking game. So it aged well as we got older. What did you want me to look up? Oh, yeah.
So that's it, man. That's our show for the day.
It got good ratings.
Wreck got good rating. What year was it? Does it say?
It was 07? Yeah, 2007.
Oh,
and it's a nice, easy hour and 18 minutes long.
Damn, not even.
There is not an ounce of fat in this movie.
All right, we'll have to watch the trailer later.
All
right, guys, we are going to be out of here. Let's see. Sorry, boys, dipped out during Halloween talk. Hey, that's fine. You got to let me know how you watched it. In fact, on my Friday morning show, I might have a guest on the show Friday morning. So Hyper Kaiju, you can tell us how you liked it then. And yes, we will have a good one. Wreck is Spanish is great. Okay, cool. Don't watch the Wreck trailer if you haven't already. Oh, really?
Haven't. Good.
We haven't. So don't watch it? Okay, we were going to when we signed off.
I was literally told that it was really great. And, like Train to Busan great, which we really liked.
Trailer has spoilers. Just going, okay.
Oh!
We'll do that. We will do that. We will have a viewing at Dennis's house. Guys, thank you again for joining us. We love you all. We really do appreciate you all. Please share the channel. Subscribe. We're only 15 away from being at that magical 1,000 subscribers. And join me on Mornings with Andy, and on Friday Mornings with Andy. This guy is going to be joining the show most likely. So until then, bye, everybody.
Live long and prosper.